welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and this is Leyline Axe Patchwork Stompy. This is a deck I found in the 5.0 deck dump from MTGO by Magic Online user Jarseth, and this just got me really excited. 8 Cast is a deck that was top of the metagame like 2 or 3 years ago. Orcish Bowmaster put it in some trouble because it was a creature deck built around drawing lots of cards. And then 8 Cast pivoted to Patchwork Stompy, Patchwork Automaton, really solid against Orcish Bowmaster. It's just way bigger than the pings, and Ward 2 gets you through a lot of stuff in the early game. The strategy has kind of fallen off, but Leyline Axe appearing in a recent trophy. 4 mana artifact equipment. If this is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, Double Strike and Trample. Equips for 3. Now, Patchwork Automaton, already pretty good if you cast this turn 1 at getting a game over. It grows really quick, it's hard to kill. If it picks up Double Strike and Trample as well, I can see the appeal. Also, of course, just having an artifact for free in play matters a lot in a deck with Emery, Thoughtcast, Kappa Cannoneer, Urza Saga constructs care about that. Mox Opal, there's 4 copies of that. This is just like a very cool super speed button that you don't really need to mulligan to. The deck works without it, but it is exciting if you have it. The goal of this deck is just to deal 20 damage as quickly as possible, and you have Force of Will to back you up and Thoughtcast to keep digging. Not a lot of Urza Saga decks near the top of the metagame anymore. Red Stompy can't play them because of Blood Moon. Eldrazi just doesn't need it. You have to go down to like Painter before you find an Urza Saga deck. Urza Saga gives you access to cards like Aether Spellbomb that could beat an Atraxa or an Archon of Cruelty. Pithing Needle could turn off something like the One Ring in the main. We don't have any main deck graveyard hate in this build. I think that's okay. I'm just going to trust the expert here. Wasteland's an interesting inclusion. That's not normally in 8 Cast, but if we are just going for max damage quickly with our patches and our axes, the Wasteland makes sense. Just keep the opponent behind 1 turn while you continue to bash their head. I'm excited about this. I do like the 8 Cast play patterns. I hope this deck holds up for me. Let's do it. This is Leyline Axe 8 Cast Stompy. I'm on the draw in round 1. No Leyline Axe, unfortunately, but I am going to keep the hand. I have a turn 1 patches, followed up by Urza Saga, backed by Force of Will. I'm in. Opponent multis 6 and has a Meticulous Archive. I could play Saga first and then play Lava Spur Boots with it, but I think I like just having the patches down early and often. Okay, now it's even better. Patches. Bauble makes it bigger. And I would like to see this card they kept on top with their Meticulous Archive. What are you working towards? What is your deck? What do you need right now? Prismatic Ending. Okay. That could find a target after next turn. Like they could kill my Lava Spur Boots, I guess. B-Storm. They might bury this Prismatic Ending now that they see patches is what they're up against. But this could be some blue-8 control deck. Something like Stoneblade, or maybe even something slower than that. It could just be Nadu. Could be Cephalid Breakfast. All things I'm thinking about here. Emery, Lurker of the Loch. Well, I like that card. Urza Saga. I'm going to play Shadow Spear first, because I'm more interested in Lava Spur Boots. And if they had a counterspell, I would have liked them to use it there. Okay, this is extra ward. I now have Ward 2 and Ward 1, which is different than Ward 3 in the rules. In all simple cases, it's going to be the same thing, but in the case of like trying to stifle a ward trigger, it actually matters that it's Ward 2 and Ward 1 instead of Ward 3. A hand being Force Blue card is pretty fire, though. Opponent's got some work to do. This is almost certainly a Nadu deck now. The Bromads. I'm not going to fight over them. I'll fight over the payoffs. There's one. Force this, pitching Sink into Stupor. Another Stink into Stupor. I think my job here is to just give my creature Trample and go to town. I now have a 6/5 Trample lifelink. Next turn, I could tutor that Pithing Needle named Nomad's Encore, and then there's not much I'm worried about. I think I'm going to keep Sync in my hand. Another Illusionist. Horse, pitching, Sync. If they have land third Illusionist, they win. We got the oof in the chat. That's good news. Do they still have this Prismatic Ending? It's worth clearing Shadow Spear if you do. The Lava Spur Boots puts haste onto a construct if I make it next turn. Okay, just leaving back the Nomad. I drew another Emery. Not really what I want in life. I'll make a construct. I could get Mox Opal, give the construct haste, then they have to block, which is kind of the same as getting Pithing Needle. It's worse versus Swords to Plowshares, but it's better versus anything else. All right. I'm going to haste up this construct. Okay. They do have Plow, which means they have another rip for Nadu or Nomad here. Maybe that was a little reckless. The Patchwork Beatdown just got me so excited. Oh no. Okay, Narcomoeba's fine. If they have the Prismatic Ending, they're going to clear the Shadow Spear now. Yep. Okay, there goes that. Mox Opal is still on, barely. But that's all we need. Ooh, that attack is bold. You don't think I have a creature in my hand at all? Lava Spur Boots gives haste. Okay. Emery. Equip the boots to it. And that is a lethal attack. Cool. Okay, the beats. I mean, the double force will help, but the beats were nice. Soul Guide Lantern, Fairy Macabre are things I want here. Another Pithing Needle. Naming Nomad feels good. This is definitely Nadu Breakfast. Oh, it's interesting because Leyline Axe is really easy to board out for a pile of sideboard cards if the matchup's not about aggression like that. I do like shaving Mox Opals in decks that play 4 as well. Dismember will find targets here. Okay, I will try this. This one is not really about speed, especially on the draw. They are a deck that is faster than me. A Sink into Stupor might make this hand a keep. I will keep it. Urza Saga. Stolen Valor. I'm the Urza Saga deck here. Sink into Stupor again. All right, I'm going to go play the land mode of this. Cast Lava Spur Boots. Play 2 Baubles and not crack them. Bauble, Bauble. I'm ready to Thought Cast next turn. Or if I draw another 0, I can Kappa. Shuko from hand. Tundra. I drew Ancient Tomb. I can cast Kappa here. I don't think that's actually good, though. I think I'm going to need to interact this turn, which means I cast Thought Cast, and then probably bust both Baubles if I don't draw a force here. Bauble, found Prismatic Ending, Bauble, look at that Prismatic Ending again. And I will go to some redraws. Like, turn 2 Kappa is really good against decks that aren't threatening to kill you at all times. Alright, my hand is completely blank. This Saga Tutor shouldn't matter because they already have a Shuko. Haywire Might's mostly whatever. Especially if it can't activate. That's real bad, though. Alright. GG. I don't even care to see their whole deck. Alright. Consigned to Memory can contend with Thassa's Oracle. Metallic Rebuke is nice on the play. There's more counter magic. Maybe Kappa Cannoneer is not what this matchup's about. If I could cast it on turn 2 and just don't want to, that's pretty ugly. Though we did just see Cavern of Souls smoke me. I got my 2 Pithing Needles in, I got my Soul Guide Lantern, my Graveyard Hate. All that's here. How do I actually win if Kappa's not in my deck? It's Patchwork Automaton or Urza Saga constructs. This is the only thing that really hits. Yeah, I don't think I actually want these rebukes. I have interaction in. I just drew 6 cards and didn't see it that game. Okay. I can turn 1 Emery, turn 2 Patches, and buff it a bunch. Or I could turn 1 Patches, turn 2 Emery. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to go turn 1 Patches off of Urza Saga. Saga, Petal, Patches. Okay, that went in. Bauble. Different Bauble. I'd like some information. There's a Force of Will in that hand. And there is a Tundra on top. Alright, I'll draw 2 cards. I could cast Emery for 1 mana without these Baubles. Don't need the help. Wasteland is likely to be really good. Ancient Tomb gets the Urza Saga going. Tundra. Yeah, I'm just not going to play into their force. This Lotus Petal is exciting. Trigger. Full extra damage. Ancient Tomb, attack. I'm just going to make 2 constructs, tutor either Nomad or Pithing Needle for Nomad or Soul Guide Lantern. And my plan is to win this game without casting another spell. I guess I could have just cast Emery there, flush out the Force of Will, but having the Lotus Petal in play makes my constructs bigger. AYR Might, that kills my Urza Saga, don't love it. Well, I still get the beats, and Wasteland is live as hell here. That's fine. Another Patches, okay. Well, I'll cast that, see if we can flush out that Force of Will. This is worth a lot of damage. Okay, attack for 9. Then I'm going to cast Emery, see if they care about this one. Emery just happened. And I'm more worried about white than green mana here. Clutch Wasteland. Pass the turn. Somebody's dead. I got a Plains. But it takes 3 mana to Cephalid combo. I have Soul Guide Lantern in my graveyard for Emery. Even if that's countered, it will trigger my Patches twice. Swords to Plowshares, 6, 7, 8. Swords to Plowshares does keep you alive a turn. Oh, no, yes. The Seed of the Synod is not cast. Okay. Seed of the Synod. Target Soul Guide Lantern. Cast Soul Guide Lantern. This is 7 damage. If they force, they go to 1. It consigned a memory, countering the Soul Guide Lantern. So that plus Swords to Plowshares plus a 3rd land could win next turn. Okay. Moment of truth. Opponent's at 1, and they have to go off without a fetch land. Oh, I could lose here. It could happen. I'm kind of rooting for them. Oh my god, they have it. Well done. All right. Good job, opponent. I am going to make them play this out just in case the Oracle's in their hand. I don't want to scoop to nothing here, but that was a sick one. Having the consign instead of the Force actually saved them. Because Force, like, they're at 1. They would have died if that was Force of Will. Okay, Thassa's Oracle is in the graveyard. I'll scoop when I see a Dread Return. There's the Dread Return. All right, well, GG. That was just a sick race, and they perfectly threaded the needle. If they had to Force instead of consign, they lose. If one of these lands is a fetch land instead of a raw mana source, they lose. Really good stuff there. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in round 2. I have a turn 1 Patches that I can immediately ramp to the sky. I will keep this. This hand has aggression and nothing else. But that's the name of the game. Opponent says, hello YouTube. Everyone say hi to Casual Spelunker. They have Overlord of the Baelmerk as their avatar, and the zoom in on this thing's face. I've not looked closely at this, but it looks like 2 horse faces coming off of a spiny eyeball. Crazy. I enjoy horror motifs. I don't actually like horror, the genre, that much. I don't like being jump scared. I feel like that's corny and manipulative and not actually good storytelling or anything. But the idea of something so like horrible and grody like this, I like looking at it. I recommend The Substance if anyone hasn't seen it yet. Opponent said they just played against Patchwork Automaton last round. Yeah, the daily deck dumps go out, and sometimes people see something like Leyline Axe and they get pretty hyped. I said hoped. That's not a thing. I mean, hope is a thing, but it doesn't apply here. Exploration. Okay, so we're playing against a land strategy. The other Kappa Cannoneer, I have them both. I could take a turn off attacking to deploy this thing. Ward 4 is a lot better than Ward 2. All right, well, if I'm getting wastelanded, that's not true anymore. Come on, something to do. Seed of the Synod. Mishra's Bauble. I am 1 short of a Kappa right now. I think I want to keep cards flowing. Tabernacle. Oh, that's potentially bad. I found another land. Like, if they go Wasteland Tabernacle, And my Mox Opal's still on, so it's not that bad. Lush Portico. And the Tabernacle is annoying. I am kind of operating on a tight budget here, and they just get to put it into play. I will certainly pay for my creature, though. Sagas, many sagas. The opponent is getting close. The Exploration does ramp ahead of the Patchwork's ward pretty well. If they find just a Maze of Ith now, the Patchwork is under control. Their owner is a saga. Luckily, mine happened first. Oh, Maze of Ith. All right, well, there it is. They've achieved stability versus a turn 1 5/5. And Crop rotated away the Lush Portico. Grabbing a Wasteland here kind of puts me down even more. Wasteland it is. Do you want the Saga or the Artifact? I do want the Saga. Okay. Lava Spore Boots would be weirdly insane here. Okay, another Urza Saga. I am going to attack. This at least costs the mana. Like, they can pay for the ward, and that's fine. But this turns off, like, channeling Boseiju or casting Crop Rotation or something else they might do with that 2 mana. My Urza Saga can get Pithing Needle that can turn off Maze of Ith if I'm still playing the game at that point. They're down to 1 card in hand. This is where it starts to be really tight versus lands. Free Strider Lookout. Ugh, that's really good. Okay. But it does turn them off for a turn of doing the things they might want to be doing. They'll pay the 1. Bobble. Okay. Seat of the Synod. Mishra's Bobble. So Maze of Ith can still target my Patchwork Automaton, even if it will be countered. And this is whenever you commit a crime, and it doesn't care if the ability resolves, it just cares if it happens. I could just cast Kappa Cannoneer. They're hellbent right now. If I have multiple ward monsters, yeah, okay, I'm getting Kappa. I'm not going to give them a free dig with this Maze of Ith. And Ward 4 is a much bigger number than Ward 2. All right. Pass the turn. Hope I'm still alive. Please don't draw light from the loam. Gotta pay for their own creature, thanks to Tabernacle. Not making constructs. Yeah, the Free Strider Lookout. Whenever you commit a crime, you look at your top 5 cards of your library. You put a land from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and this ability triggers only once each turn. So when they port me, this triggers. When they waste me, this triggers. If they get Soul Guide Lantern or something off this Urza Saga, exile a card from my graveyard, that triggers. This is a crazy value engine. Yeah, Ghost Vacuum. That does the trick. Oh, did they misclick? Did they exile from their own graveyard by accident? Oh, weird. Okay, yeah, they tapped Ghost Vacuum and then conceded. Okay. I think that was a misclick on the final turn, but I was ahead. Okay, we've got Soul Guide Lantern, Pithing Needle, Haywire Might are all cards I'm interested in for sure. Consigned to Memory might have some text. I'm not going to bring in Dismember just for Free Strider Lookout. This matchup is kind of about killing them. So the Leyline Axe is probably something I can leave in a few copies of. I think I'm going to leave in 2 copies of it. And this is my plan. I could bring in Fairy Macabres, but that's really only good against Loam. And while Loam is an important part of their deck, I think I can manage that with the Soul Guide Lantern. Or just the speed of my deck. Lush Portico pass, I like that. Okay. I cannot turn 1 Emery here. I think I'm going to bobble them first. Maybe get some information. Okay, a Ganjo is worth knowing about. Ancient Tomb, Pithing Needle on Wasteland. And I'll play the Might since I got the mana. Force blue card, Sink into Stupor is my blue source. Emery is my engine this game. Rashad and Port. Okay. Luckily, I don't need that for my plans. Thoughtcast. All right. Sink into Stupor as the land mode. Emery. Millibunch. Bobble you. I just want to keep this information flowing. Shadow Spear. Good to know. Another Thoughtcast. Oh, I can know every card my opponent draws for the rest of this game. I am going to force Pitching Force here. This deck just doesn't cast a lot of spells. And if I can keep the pressure up, that's good news for me. Another Force. If I get Lotus Petal, I can cast Thoughtcast right now. Do I think that's better than Mishra's Bauble? If I get Lotus Petal, I can also, or not also, but I could instead exile the Urza Saga, which I think is totally worth it. I'm going to attack for 1 and then exile Urza Saga. Okay, that's happening. This Rashadan port is not ideal, but it is okay, because Emery will grind through it eventually. Another one. Another one of these, too. Emery's worth an extra card every turn, so going down cards to protect Emery makes sense to me. That is 3 of my 4 forces gone, though, but they found important targets. Oh, JK, it was my 4th force. I milled one over. Windswept Heath. I am getting Emery to my turn here. I expect my Ancient Tomb will be tapped down. Oh, okay. Didn't tap down anything. That's interesting. Okay, so Sea of the Synod is worth 2 mana to cast Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast currently costs 4. It'll cost 3. When I play something in my graveyard, it'll cost 2. Do I want Haywire Might in? Or do I want Bauble? I think I want Bauble. Not porting me is interesting. They must be trying to set up something for their turn where, or they have like crop rotation, or they just don't think Ancient Tomb is currently gating me, which it was actually. It was meaningful. Shadow Spear, put that into play. Wasteland, like to see it. Oh no, I don't, because it's off. Who did that? Now we both have a Shadow Spear. We're twinsies. I bauble you. Mace of Ith, okay. The race is on. The race is not on at all. Is my read of crop rotation correct? And maybe this Mace of Ith won't be there anymore. Okay. They were just trying to tap me out for my turn. I know 3 of the 5 cards in their hand right now. Exploration. So that's been there for a while, because they didn't just draw it. Okay. I now have perfect information. And that information includes knowing that Iganjo's over there, and that they're ripping off the top. Porting my Ancient Tomb is fine. I'm definitely not about to attack, so whatever. Bauble. Play Bauble. Play Wasteland. Bauble you. We'll go into the perfect information forever phase of the game. Drawing Mox Diamond. That's a blank. Soul Guide Lantern. Take the Windswept Heath out of the graveyard. Mishra's Bauble. I will look at one of their cards in their hand again. And Iganjo. Okay, then I'll go to my turn, or go to their turn, draw 2 cards. I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. I know what they're drawing. They have no engines online, just kind of Rashadan port junk. I need to find a way to inflict damage. Shadow Spear's out. Emery, I'll pay using the Wasteland. Oh, ask you a question. Mishra's Bauble. They're porting me in response. I will float the mana because I do intend to cast this Leyline Axe. It's not doing anything in my hand. Bauble you. Another Rashadan port. Annoying, but okay. Okay, I could go... Yeah, I'm going to take another 2 to play the Leyline Axe, and I'll equip Shadow Spear. My life total is pretty low just from the Ancient Tombs. Rashadan port number 2. I'd love if they played a Yavimaya. That would take a lot of pressure off me. Ancient Tombs tapped. You got me. Ancient Tombs tapped again. You got me again. Mox Opal. Mishra's Bauble. Keep it going. Remember when Legacy games were like this all the time? A simpler time. Oh, Force of Vigor. Well, that sucks. Okay. What am I worried about coming out of Force of Vigor? I'm going to equip my Leyline Axe. They can hardcast Force, but if they don't, that's better for me. They have to hardcast Force, actually. But it taps them out of a bunch of mana to do that. And Force doesn't beat Emery. Like, they could hit Seed of the Synod and Pithing Needle or something. Like, they could break open the Soul Guide Lantern temporarily, but I have Emery, it's just going to come back. I think they're going to sit on that for a while and just keep porting me. Would be my guess. Alright, just not even porting me anymore. Tapping out on that. Correctly identified that it does not matter. Bauble. Wasteland. Okay. I'm gonna hold back the Lotus Petal still. Now they could Force of Vigor, the Pithing Needle, which turns on Wasteland. They can sit on this Force of Vigor until they find or I find a Kappa, or some real card that can win the game. They just Wasteland passed over there. Here come the ports. Come get me. Thoughtcast. A beautiful thing. Alright, I'll cast some thoughts. Patches. Oh, Houlihan. There we go. Okay, Patchwork Automaton. I'll put this on the stack. This is now something worth casting Force of Vigor on, but that will flush it out at least. Bauble. This is why I held the Lotus Petal and the Mishra's Bauble for so long. I think I just drew the Bauble, but I've been sitting on this Lotus Petal for like 100 years. Petal. Bauble you. Another Mox Diamond. They're running pretty bad over there, which is good for me. And I do not have the mana available, or I have Lotus Petal up. Okay. Yeah, I'll pass. I'm just thinking about what it would take to sink into Stupor the Force of Vigor. There we go. Just 33 cards into my deck to find cards that could actually win the game. It's all good. We knew they were there somewhere. I'm going to Mishra's Bauble them again in the end step. Another Mox Diamond. Oh my goodness. Casual Spelunker. I apologize. Now I'm in an interesting spot where I would like to use Ancient Tomb to pay for the 2 Tabernacles, because that's just the most efficient way to do that, but my life total is also very low. I have to kind of balance multiple things here. Another Leyline Axe. Okay. I'm going to cast Kappa. Do I want to attack first? No, I want Kappa, or Patches to be as big as possible. Okay. Tap these equipment because they don't matter. Pithing Needle. Blue. Land. And I guess I'll tap Soul Guide Lantern. That's a little risky. I think that is a card in play that matters whether it's untapped or not. Or no, it's not risky. I know they're drawing Mox Diamond. No risk at all. Completely irrelevant. Target Bauble again. Now my squad is growing in multiple directions. They have plenty of mana to stop a Patchwork Automaton attack. But if I do that, I am going to attack with Patches here. Because, again, tapping them low, like this is going to cost 3 lands, which makes Rashadan Port and Force of Vigor worse. That's fine. Second main, I think I'm just going to pass. Maybe I'm supposed to move Shadow Spear over with the extra mana last turn, because it's not helping on Emery. We got the GGs. Yeah, I have overwhelmed the Maze of Ith at this point. The Tabernacle doesn't matter. They just never got an engine online. And this is kind of the experience playing against lands where sometimes they go like Exploration, Wasteland, Loam, and it feels like you were never playing the game. And other times they don't get an engine going and they just sort of play some lands and die, even though they do some stuff that lasts 11 turns. Cool. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 3. This is a risky hand. I need a land or another artifact before this does anything. I'm going to keep. I do like the Force of Will at least. Opponent's got this sweet Magicon Vegas 2024 Ancestral Recall avatar that pulsates. You could get that by visiting the MTGO booth at that Magicon. Okay, that gives me something to do. Mox Opal, Bauble, Bauble, Emery. This is worth Force of Will to me. It's aggressive, but I think it is necessary because this is the engine I have. Okay, Leyline Axe to the graveyard. Hate to see it go. And I can't really afford to Bauble yet. Though what card could they have that kills Emery here? Like Snuff Out? Alright, I am going to Bauble, which turns off my Mox. We see a Wasteland on top of their deck. Kappa. Saga. Okay, Saga at least makes the Wasteland do something. Patches a Houlihan, get in. And I'll pass. I've already seen the top of their deck. I'm going to hold Bauble for a minute. Link Swamp. Okay, so this could be setting up a combo of some variety. Or Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, it's definitely Orcish Bowmaster, and I definitely just played into it. Animate Dead on top of the deck. So Emery's going to die here. I can respond and use her ability to get back one of these cards in my graveyard. I think at this point I want Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, I should have read that. I did read it, and then I was just like, whatever, I'll just play my card. That was messy. Okay, Ancient Tomb is good. Mishra's Bauble grows the patches. Aether Spellbomb, deploy that. Now I have a 3/3. If they trade their whole board for this, I'm actually okay with it. All right, cool. They held back that Wasteland where they're drawing Animate Dead. If they've been holding Entomb, I'm in some trouble. Okay, if they're just zapping that off right now, then they do not have Entomb. Now I have a 6/6 in play. Will not be cracking these baubles for a variety of reasons. Orcish Bowmaster, Construct Token, and Kappa Cannoneer all care about these things. Okay. 1, 2. I actually want to leave an actual mana floating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want this thing getting dazed, especially if they're holding Animate Dead. Cool. All right. That may have cost me an attack, but it definitely got me not dazed. Attack for 7. They can't take this for very long. Okay. Didn't take it at all. That works. That's fair. And I can bounce an Atrax or an Archon if one were to show up. Cycling Troll. That's really bad for the Aether Spellbomb. We know they have Animate Dead, but the card Reanimate is a big liability. Okay, well, here we go. Archon of Cruelty. I will sack Patches O'Houlihan and discard Thoughtcast. Okay, sack Patches, discard Thoughtcast. They must have just drawn that, or else they could have sent it last turn. Or maybe they thought controlling my Urza Saga was that important. I'd love an artifact that just triggers Kappa without doing anything else. Alright. This is a 5/6. Okay. Bounce the Archon. It's gotten a little awkward here. Do you want to take 10? If they can Tainted Indulgence their Archon away or something like that, they're in good shape. Okay, blocking with Bowmaster. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, they just realized that unlocking all these baubles might be a mistake for them. Okay, pass the turn. They're at 10. Reanimate is still risky. Barrogoyf. Okay, that's really big. I need some artifacts to cast to get Kappa through. I could just pop my baubles and YOLO it. I could also play a second Kappa here, tapping the construct to do it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take my draw. Oh, that's so good. All right. Now I'm in business all over town. Lotus Petal triggers the Kappa and other Kappa. Do I want to open up Daze here? I can just attack with everything if I don't play around Daze. I think I am going to play around Daze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and tap the construct. Fetching in response. Brainstorming for a Force of Will? Wonder City Sewers. That's not going to dig for a Force of Will. The Kappas are in. Cappin. Attack for 7 unblockable. And I'm going to have to let Barrogoyf hit me, and then I just need to put an artifact into play and they're dead. Reanimate's off at this point. Even if they hit with Barrogoyf, they only go to 8. Barrogoyf has to fight. They're not winning a game where my unblockable creatures just slide past it. Deal 6, mill 6. They hit Troll of Khazad-dûm as the only creature there. Oh no, there's a Brazen Borrower. That's actually insane. Okay, Brazen Borrower clearing my construct matters if I don't have another artifact, which I currently don't. Yeah, Brazen Borrower was probably the best hit there. Maybe Atraxa is better if they have an Animate Dead. Okay, they do have an Animate Dead. All right, Atraxa would have been a better hit. But they just tapped out of Brazen Borrower. Okay. Can we draw an artifact? Any artifact in my deck. That qualifies. Lotus Petal. They have to Force of Will it to even be alive. Cool. All right. Kappa Cannoneers doing the thing versus Reanimator. Soulguide Lantern and Barry Macabre's coming in, of course. I don't know how much respect I want to give Barrogoyf. I have Aether Spellbomb in the deck, which did win me that game. Dismember won't even kill a Barrogoyf some amount of the time, especially since I'm putting artifacts and enchantments in my graveyard. I'm adding to the problem. Pithing Needle could name Wasteland or Troll of Khazad-dûm, but I don't think that's the fights I fight. Dismember does kill Troll. All right, I guess I have to do this. And once again, the main deck Leyline Axe becomes a sideboard Leyline Axe. I'll leave one in. Metallic Rebuke, though, they are a combo deck. All right, I'm not leaving in a Leyline Axe. Someday, in a game 1 situation, that card will be in my opening hand, which is the only time it's ever going to matter. Because it's so free to board that out. And that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means I'm adjusting to... Game 1s tend to be about speed and Legacy, and then sideboard games slow down a lot. And what tells that story more than Leyline Axe? Gotta find another cut. I could go down another Opal. That is part of the mana base. Oh, this happens every time I play 8-cast. When I start shaving Opals before I shave Lotus Petals, people are always like, why don't you shave Lotus Petal before Opal? Because the second Opal is just a Lotus Petal, but the first one is upside. That assumes you have Metalcraft, which Lotus Petal is necessary a lot of the time to achieve. And you could play out the second Lotus Petal to get Metalcraft on the first Opal. You can't play out 3 Opals to have Metalcraft. You can play out 1 Opal and 2 Lotus Petals. That's what I'm balancing there. To the person who left that comment on this video before you got to this part of the video, that's what you get. Should have watched before telling me what I don't know. Okay, I am submitting my deck like this. Consigned to Memory and Haywire Might can line up against Animate Dead, but so does Fairy Macabre and Soul Guide Lantern. And I'm trying not to have clunkers in, if I can avoid it. This is a turn 1 Emery. It's a little ugly, especially versus a Lotus or a Wasteland. And if they just send it, I'm in trouble. Oh, not anymore. Okay, Urza Saga, Mishra's Bauble, Lotus Petal, Soul Guide Lantern, and Emery. This Emery is playing into Daze, but I think that's okay. It's going to have to be. It's what I got. Milled over a Fairy Macabre. Don't love to see that. I'm going to bobble them after they get their Undercity Sewer. Oh, it's not the sewer. It's just Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay. Whatever they were going to do this turn, and now I'll bobble them. Force of Will on top. Found that one right on time. Thoughtcast. Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. I have Dismember. I can point at that. Saga goes up. I have my own Force now that can challenge their Force. I think I'm going to go for Mox Opal here. I'm building up my slow, steady resources. They didn't daze me last turn, and I know they drew Force of Will, so I don't have to play around daze here. Lava Spur Boots. Or maybe they just prioritize this Dothy Voidwalker so hard. Okay, Force Pitching Force clears my Lava Spur Boots, which keeps me off Metalcraft, but that's okay. Now I can dismember this Voidwalker and keep Force Blue card in my hand with an active Emery. And I'm still sitting on Soul Guide Lantern for any Reanimator style stuff. Another Troll. Still not getting the sewer. I actually will fight over this one. I think Emery is the best thing going on either player's side of the board right now, if I can keep my graveyard relevant. Saga dies unceremoniously. I think I want Spellbomb here. I already have access to a bauble. Grab that. Thoughtcast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One short on this Kappa, but I got it next turn. I'll bauble them. Keep an eye on what's going on over there. I can answer a creature and answer a graveyard. I can answer 2 creatures between Dismember and Spellbomb. I have Force Blue card. I think we're out of the initial multi-card blitz squeeze part of the game, and now I just need to not die to some shit. Kept their card on top. Drown in the Lock. I still think that Emery is the best thing going on, better than Kappa Cannoneer. Saga, let's go. We love Urza Saga on stalled out boards. Bauble. I'd just like a look at this card that they decided to keep on top of the deck. All right, they've had enough. In the squeeze. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I am on the draw in round 4 with a hand that I would love on the play. I'm not going to mulligan it, but this is the mono brown beatdown hand. Aggro shops. Cavern on what? Eldrazi. Okay. I mean, this is a matchup where turn 1 Patches O'Houlihan could do a lot. I'm just going to have a 4/4 before they play a spell. Bauble you. Sowing Mycospawn. We hate that card. Versus Bauble. Wasteland. Okay, I will Pithing Needle Wasteland. Wasteland. Okay, I have a 5/5 and an Urza's Saga active and a hand still full of cards. Let's see if this is enough to beat the Eldrazi Menace. A force but no blue card. Eldrazi Temple. Glaring Fleshraker can produce blockers for infinity. Would have loved to force that one. Except I couldn't because they had Cavern of Souls. Never mind, didn't matter. Completely irrelevant. Battle, Emery, and attack for 6. That will be blocked by a 0/1 probably, unless they need the mana, which is actually more scary. Yeah, Sowing Mycospawn's going to exile my Urza's Saga here. Yeah, I just had a 5/5 on turn 1 and turned off a card in their hand, and they're still just crushing me. Kozilek's Command, exiling Emery and making doofuses. The doofuses are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite enough to cast Sowing Mycospawn with Kicker, but they do have more spells, and all of those are dealing damage to me. Reality Smasher, my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm dead. Turns out they can beat my turn 1 5/5 with all of this shit. Another Saga. I go to 2 if I make my construct. They literally just have to cast 2 spells this game and they win. That's what I get for talking trash about the Eldrazi Menace. This is why nobody's allowed to have fun in Legacy anymore. Kick to Mycospawn. Oh yeah, this just kills me. Because they get the dope, and this dope is a dope on its own. Okay, cool. No fun was had. Consigned to Memory comes in for sure. I think Pithing Needle's fine. Probably need Dismember if they have Reality Smasher. Is this a matchup where I leave in all the Leyline Axes and just try to ram it? In -1 Opal, maybe on the play I'm just supposed to bring in 2 consigns and try to shred through them. And then on the draw I can try to become a control deck. I think cutting 1 Axe is still right. That card is just so perfect for sideboards. Come on, Axe! Alright, no Axe. This is... I mean, it's basically the same hand as last game, except I'm on the play this time. We'll see if that makes any difference at all. Patches, Bauble, Bauble, hit you with the Bauble, Eldrazi Temple, hit you with the Bauble, Ancient Tomb. Okay, is my 3/3 good enough? Another one. And Stink into Stupid. Chalice on 0 is very good against my deck. Eldrazi Temple. Seat of the Synod. Okay, I can play Patches plus Emery here, or I could get Urza's Saga going. I think I'm supposed to Patches plus Emery. Saga's really slow, and a bunch of stuff doesn't work with Emery anymore, but all I have to do is cast the artifacts for Patches to care. It doesn't have to resolve. Like, Emery is tap, give my squad +2/+2 each turn. Yavimaya means I don't have to take damage from Ancient Tomb every turn if I don't want to. Disruptor Flute. Name Emery. She's on beatdown mode. Okay. Oh, that got worse. An artifact I could cast? Consign to Memory. It's not an artifact, but it is a spell I'm happy to see. Attack with everything. We know they have Ancient Tomb. We know they play Cavern of Souls. They are at 10. Dead in 2 hits. This is representing a kicked Sowing Mycospawn, but I do have the consign for 3. I'm ready for the whole spread. Escape Battle Mage. This exiles an artifact or enchantment. I will consign this with Replicate and counter the trigger with the other one. Okay. I countered the trigger with the first one. Okay. An artifact spell would be good. Not an artifact spell. Versus Saga. And I'll just attack and hope it's enough. They're down to 4. Ancient Tomb doesn't have to deal damage if they don't want it to. I can make a 4-4, then another 4-4, or a 5-5, then tutor, Lava Spur Boots for 6-6. They got a lot of work to do this turn. I never rule out Eldrazi, though. Okay, they're passing the turn. That's probably Kozilek's command. I'm going to leave Upsida the Synod, just representing Consign. Gotta think about it. No freebies here. They didn't even play their land. That's weird. What's going on over there? Did they click through their turn by accident? The Leyline Axe. Okay, I am going to use Ancient Tomb as Ancient Tomb this time. I think I can afford to take some damage here. And I think I tutor Shadow Spear, actually. Gaining life and getting trample seems like the best way to beat a Kozilek's command, putting up a bunch of chumps, rather than trying to Lava Spur Boots and outmuscle it, which might turn the wrong way on me. Yeah, I'll get Shadow Spear. Play Urza Saga number 3. Equip Shadow Spear to the creature with Ward, even though it's smaller. And attack with everything. Here they come. What's the play? Okay, nothing. I'm on the draw now, where cards like Dismember and Metallic Rebuke seem more reasonable. I don't think I'm going to blitz them when I'm on the draw. Leyline Axe, I want you to show up. I tried. And Chalice on 0 is something their deck is capable of, so Haywire Might I'm interested in. I think that's a reason to cut another Opal. And I got to cut one more card here. The deck just doesn't work without the zeros. Like, as much as I'd love to just cut a Mishra's Bauble, maybe that's just right. Okay. I don't like this, but it's happening. Here I go. Force of Will can counter a Chalice. Then what does this hand actually do? I have a turn 2 Emery. I lose to Wasteland. They kept 7. I'm going to mulligan this. Alright, this is kind of the same, but now I'm more scared. Alright, I will keep this and put... I think it has to be Bauble to the bottom. Alright, Baubles to the bottom. My green sources are all 0 mana artifacts. Like, if they do lead on Chalice on 0, it's something I have to respect. Wasteland, hate that. Chalice on 0, hate that. Alright, I can't afford to fight over that, though. Saga. Okay, they could waste my Saga. I could play out Ancient Tomb and see if they want to waste that. I think I'm going to play out Saga because they have to waste it. Like, they could do it right now and I won't even get 1 mana. Okay, that's fine. Like, if they needed their Saga as a mana source on their turn, then maybe there's a universe where I untap, drop Ancient Tomb, get 1 construct out of it. It's not a likely universe, but it's the universe I have to play towards because it's the one I have. Haywire Might's in. Fudge! The Cavern. I was hoping that this Force of Will would buy me at least a little bit of breathing room. Oh shit, I could have forced that. Such a jackass. Okay. Luckily, they didn't have a follow-up. Do I think Emery's better than Urza Saga right here? No, I do not. God, that sucks that I missed that Force of Will. Okay. I am attacking now, and future Eldrazi can be spent mana on. Thought's here. They didn't spend mana on that. Force, pitching, Thoughtcast. That means they have a better Eldrazi. Yeah, that one's quite a bit better. Exiles my Saga for another Thoughtcast. Alright, I'll just take 5 damage to play an Emery. I'm at 8. Like caramba. Okay, well... At least Emery does stabilize versus nothing. Like, if their hand is just lands here, I can block every turn, gain 2 life, replay the Haywire Might. I will do that. Because I am desperate. Thoughtcast. Well, I'm not getting either Spell Bomb. Alright, I'll get Haywire Might. Replay that. I might not block with it this turn. If I can get myself up to Thoughtcast, then I'm maybe doing something this game. I just need them to flood out, never find a spell. They are still interested in attacking. I'm not interested in blocking. I'm trying to get up to Thoughtcast. I'll give it a chance. Oh, they had the Dismember. Played around it. All right. Well, I will take 1 million damage to draw 2 cards. I'm definitely losing this game, by the way, for anyone keeping track at home. Okay. I have to block this turn if I want to tap my Ancient Tomb. If they have a Dismember or a Kozilek's Command or a creature with haste or a Wastegate Battle Mage or a Glaring Flesh Raker or a Sowing Mycospawn or anything, any card in their deck that's not a land, I lose here. Chalice of the Void is extremely dangerous versus this deck. It's just so fundamental to the deck to have access to your 20 zeros you play. All right, cool. The game is over. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final round versus a Yorion strategy. The Leyline Axe is here. It's finally here. Can I keep this hand, though? It does very little. It draws 1 new card. I'm going to keep... We're going to Leyline Axe party here and hope that Urza's Bauble shows me something worth doing. Leyline Axe. It's in. We did it. Now what? Okay. I'm going to play Urza's Bauble. Look at a card in their hand. Try to get some information. Stoneforge Mystic revealed. Okay. Play Soporific Springs as a land. Play Pithing Needle as a Pithing Needle. I'm going to name Stoneforge Mystic. And then I'll play Mox Opal and Lava Spur Boots. And there's my whole hand. Pass. I draw a card. Hope it's Kappa Cannoneer. Another Leyline Axe. Let's go. Wasteland, I don't care too much about. I care a lot about Aether Vial. Come on, Patches O'Houlihan. Kappa Cannoneer. Yuck. Okay, the dream is dying. It's quickly falling apart. I am going to play out the Soporific Springs. I think it's important to have mana versus this deck that has Wasteland in play against me. I might just draw a card with Aether Spellbomb this turn, even though that is a high-value object in a matchup like this one. 2 Wastelands. Opponent's putting me into the goop. I'm definitely using Aether Spellbomb now. There's got to do something here. Ancient Tomb. Alright, Patchwork Automaton. Fuck you, Force of Will. Okay, Aether Vial, ticking up. They did not put in Mother of Runes on me. A Plains, a Vial, White Orchid Phantom. I do have 1 island in my deck. I'll get it now. Patchwork Automaton. No! Okay. This hand was obviously a bad keep. I was just having the time of my life with Leyline Axe. We'll see. I mean, the game's not over. If their hand is bad or they were really counting on the Stoneforge Mystic, that's a different situation. But if they get, like, anything going here, I'm in trouble. Come on, Automaton. Thoughtcast would be cool. A Kappa would be great. Yeah, fuck Patchwork Automaton. I'm in for Kappa Cannoneer now. I'm swinging for the fences. Okay. Upkeep, Aether Vial, Flicker Wisp. Take my Mox Opal out for the turn. Okay. No reason to float mana. Emery, okay. The perfect card versus their face-up Karakas. If they tap that Karakas, I'm going to hold on to the Emery, because if they tap Karakas ever to do anything else, Emery, hook it up with Boots, immediately get some value, and then it has Ward to deal with the Karakas, or at least tax it further. And now I'm losing almost every possible race. I basically need Kappa Cannoneer, then I need to give it Double Strike, and my opponent can't have anything. Recruiter of the Guard. Maybe I'm supposed to force that. Let's see what happens. It's suspicious that they played that instead of vialing it in, so they're getting something better to do with Aether Vial that costs 3. They did tap out of the Karakas, though. Skyclave Appy. Are they going to upkeep this to try to deny me, or wait until I just play the Emery and try to target it? Kappa Cannoneer doesn't care. Okay, what do you got, and what are you taking? Apparition. Removing my Opal. Okay. Ancient Tomb. I can go to 8 if I want to cast Aether Spellbomb this turn. Okay. I kept a terrible hand because I was excited to see Leyline Axe. My bad. Consigned to Memory comes in. Haywire Might comes in. Pithing Needle comes in. Force of Will is mid. Mox Opal in large numbers, mid. I'll shave one of the axes as well. I really want to start with axe and have it do something. Like, it did turn on Mox Opal that game. I just didn't have any follow-up. Dismember is not without text here. I think on the play, I just want to be aggressive, though. All right, I'm going to cut another Force of Will. I'm playing on the board. When I'm on the draw, I'll reconsider Dismember. How about Axe with a creature to hold it this game? This is not an Axe. This is Soft Wasteland. I do have Opal on turn 1. And I can Thoughtcast on turn 2 if I don't get Wastelanded or Swords to Plowshared or anything else. I'm going to keep. Kappa Cannoneer is just such a unit in this matchup. Ancient Tomb, Shadow Spear, Haywire Might, Mox Opal. I can blow up an Aether Vial, if nothing else. But I hope I can do better than that. Wasteland. Don't love it. Okay, if I draw a mana source or an artifact, I can Thoughtcast. Sick. Thoughtcast for 1, 2 Patchworks. Those are going to have to wait, but that is exciting. Now my opponent knows what my weakness is. I don't have a land. I do have extremely stable resources, though, outside of that. Ooh, Flooded Strand's suspicious. They have a splash color. Wasteland, you don't say. Okay. I can Thoughtcast first, see what the hand looks like, and then play a Patches. Thoughtcast. Nice. Okay, that's way better. I'm going to attack for 1, then play Emery. I'm going to hide this Wasteland. They probably won't suspect me wasting them. Milled a Mishra's Bauble of note and a Kappa Cannoneer. So they know there's a Kappa available to me. They just don't know that I have one in my hand as well. Shadowy Backstreet, so it's a Black Splash. Dumped Windswept Heath. Wasteland. That's not going to go well for them if they use that. Solitude pitching Witch Enchanter. Okay. I hope this isn't a build with Ephemerate. If they Ephemerate the Solitude, I'm actually way behind. Okay, Emery's gone. And Solitude's gone too. Cool. And pitching Witch Enchanter, that is both a powerful card against my deck and a potential mana source. Ooh, Overlord of the Baelmerk. Nice. Okay, this is just the modern deck ported into Legacy. Orzhov's Sewer, as people call it. This gets back Solitude. There are no other choices. How aggressive do they want to be? Do they want to take out this Haywire Might? Haywire Might can exile Overlord of the Baelmerk, though. Okay, yeah, that's really nice. That is a non-creature enchantment at the time. At this particular moment. Okay. I think I'm going to go... I could just jam Kappa Cannoneer. Then they know my Wasteland's coming. I kind of want to Wasteland them a lot. I'm going to play Patchwork Automaton and then waste their Shadowy Backstreet. The Overlord already did its thing. I don't have to worry about that for 5 turns now. If they have a land, they can pitch Solitude and clear Patches. But that's another 2 cards and a full turn's worth of mana. Okay. We both think Wasteland is correct. Prismatic Vista. Basic Plains, Aether Vial. Okay, Vial now gives me some stuff to think about. Whether the Vial or the Overlord is my bigger problem. And it's probably Vial for quite a while here. Okay. I think the Kappa is just the line here. They have 1 land. Ward 4 is basically hexproof. And this thing kills the fastest. Okay, pass the turn. Hope I don't get messed up somehow right now. This is the first turn of the game I've been tapped out of Haywire Might. Vial goes to 1. They have Solitude and 3 unknowns in their hand. Marsh Flats. And passing the turn. Overlord. Still 1 more turn before I have to think about that at all. And the Leyline Axe would be so sick here. Patchwork Automaton, get in. This buffs the squad before combat. Okay, they've had enough. Can't beat the Kappa. I'm going to credit that victory to Leyline Axe. It was in my hand when I won. Now on the draw, do I want to be more into something like Dismember, Metallic Rebuke? I think I cut another Leyline Axe for a Rebuke here. We go down to 1 Force of Will, down to 2 Mox Opal. It is really important to get ahead on mana in this matchup. It's also really important not to draw dead cards. A Mox Opal is just the best and the worst card in the deck. I like both of the equipment. I like the Aether Spellbomb. Consign to Memory is excellent. I mean, the answer is Leyline Axe, but I'm trying really hard. Okay. I'm going to submit this deck, though you should cut the Leyline Axes for Mox Opal and probably Force of Will. I'm going to start the game with an axe and it's going to be sick. Okay, I'm not starting the game with an axe. I can Pithing Needle Wasteland or Aether Vial to start the game. Alright, I will keep this. It is anemic, but it's fine. Oh, they got a Wasteland and an Aether Vial. Okay, well, my Pithing Needle's got work to do. Come on, you shit ass! Draw the Leyline Axe on turn 1. Quitting Magic. Okay, Urza's Bauble. I'm going to use that now. I do kind of want to get information and make some decisions. Okay, Pithing Needle on Aether Vial. Aether Vial represents so much more mana than Wasteland does here. I hope they just waste my waste, and then my Saga can do stuff. Okay, I drew one of the small number of Force Wills I'm playing after turning off Vial. That feels good. Stoneforge Mystic. I am not in a spot to contest that card. I'm going to force pitching Thoughtcast. Lava Spur Boots. Oh, they are 100% to Wasteland me if I play the Urza Saga, but it will deny a full mana next turn. I could Wasteland their Wasteland right now and just play Lava Spur Boots. If I was going to do that, I should have played Sink into Stupor. They have Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, I'm actually going to waste their waste and play Lava Spur Boots. Alright, I think I should have played Sink there, but I'm not going to let one mistake cause another mistake. Now drawing Ancient Tomb or Mox Opal is insane. Lion Sash is mostly fine. Ancient Tomb? Basic Island. It's not quite Ancient Tomb. In fact, it's nothing like it. This Lion Sash could very quickly become a 6/6. I guess they only have 1 planes. Maybe not that quickly. Marsh Flats. Now they can Skyclave Apparition my Pithing Needle to unlock Aether Vial if they think that is the best thing they can do. Not blocking here. I feel the walls closing in. This Leyline Axe showing up as the top card of my deck instead of in the first 7 or never. Very disappointing. Okay, Skyclave takes out Pithing Needle. Now Aether Vial's online. Really wish I had thought more 2 turns ago. Yeah, now I just get nothing. There's the Ancient Tomb. Okay, what do I get with this? They're vialing in response. What are we doing? Recruiter of the Guard. Okay. Oh, they're playing around the second Pithing Needle, which I actually do have. This Leyline Axe is not over yet. Okay, they got Flicker Wisp, which means they can clear another thing. Haywire Might's not useful here. Shadow Spear, Pithing Needle. Yeah, I'll just get Needle again. I'll make you do it. Name Aether Vial. Cast the Mighty Leyline Axe right on time. But if I can just get some big idiot in play who deals a bunch of damage, that is a way to win games. And they can just let Vial tick up to 5, and then whenever they're ready, flicker the Skyclave. Like, they could buy Yorion now, tick up Aether Vial. Next turn, Aether Vial's on 5, and then Flicker Wisp, Skyclave, take out Pithing Needle, Vial, and Yorion. Game. That does appear to be the plan. Vial's on 4 now. If I draw a blue source to sink into Stupor this Aether Vial and reset it, that's something I can play with. They're eating some permanents now, making Lion Sash bigger. Probably not planning on spending much mana this turn. Ooh, if they eat another thing, though, the straight line to Yorion is out. Okay, they did stop doing stuff. Oh, they're Flicker Wisping now, sure. I mean, I guess this is the same, except they have an extra 3 power in play. Oh, that's not how you do that. They're flickering my Pithing Needle. It'll just be back in the end step and I'll name Aether Vial again. Unless they have a 4-drop right now. Okay, they said in the chat, yeah, that's a misclick. It looks like a misclick. Okay. I'm still behind, but I mean, we can't fake this game state because they have a 3-1. Like, I don't have this 1-1. I don't know. There's no way to fake that. Okay, what can I do here? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power in play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 power in play right now. If I tap Ancient Tomb, I go to 1. If they draw a land, I'm dead. If I zap in Sink into Stupor, I'm dead. Okay, these don't fly, though. And this if I Double Strike and Trample the Patches, I can make Patches a 4/3 Double Strike. This mana hurts. These Sink into Stupors are rough. I can go to 9 to have Patches of Houlihan holding everything. I can trade off with Lion Sash and all their mana for the turn, but then I'm doing nothing. I could zap in Sink into Stupor, and then go to 9 to bounce Lion Sash. My life would be much easier if this was Seat of the Synod. They don't have any good blocks if I attack. I just hate the idea of being dead to them literally just having a white source. And if they put me to 1 or 2 in combat, Ancient Tombs off, then I'm not playing any spells the rest of the game. Okay, I'm going to play Soporific Springs untapped, and I'm going to pass. I can't even equip this Lava Spur Boots with my 4 mana because Ancient Tomb requires me to spend it all in one place. Okay, the Flyer and the Lion Sash are attacking. I'm going to block Lion Sash. This is the line I made. Maybe they buff it more if I don't block it. They could also just pass priority here and accept a trade. That's gone. And now they're passing priority. Bounce the Lion Sash. They go to 6. And the Sash is back down to 1/1, but it can be back up to 3/3 next turn. Oh, this is terrible. I need a Kappa Cannoneer immediately. Okay, they did have the land, so the all-in attack would not have done it for me. Recruiter was the last missing card in the hand. That could be whatever they want it to be. It's like another answer to Aether Vial unlocks Yorion. A 2-mana answer to Aether Vial if they have one. Witch Enchanter. Yeah, that kills whatever they want it to. It's every card in play. And I'm dead. Alright. F you, Leyline Axe. I'm not even going to give the satisfaction of a suicide attack. A disappointing showing for Leyline Axe, I'm not going to lie. It was not in any opening hands until the last round, and the opening hand was bad, and I just kind of goofed it off for content, and then was punished immediately. It's a good card to sideboard out, which means if it doesn't show up in game 1, you're less likely to see it. And then it is a horrible top deck, as we saw in the final round, where it was my first draw on turn 1 of the game after not being in my opening hand. The classic Leyline problem. Maybe you're supposed to mulligan aggressively with this build, like not be afraid of a 6 or a 5 that has the axe and a creature that can wield it very early. But I'm going to be honest, I think this is a meme, and the person who trophied with this league, maybe they ran hot, maybe they trophied in spite of Leyline Axe, maybe they just had it exactly 1 copy in their opening hand every time, plus some patches to get it done. That was not my experience in these 5 matches, though. The rest of the deck still felt pretty fine. Honestly, if these Leyline Axes were just filling out the set of Kappa Cannoneer and like 2 Metallic Rebuke, maybe this deck's good. I would have been happier with that. Then that also opens up 2 sideboard slots because you don't need these rebukes anymore, and then like stuff opens up. The Wasteland I really liked. It 2 feels like the right number. You don't want like a ton of this going on, but it does have high impact moments, and most of your spells are colorless anyway. The Sink into Stupors, they're probably correct because you have to support Force of Will somehow, and with this many colorless cards in the deck, you don't have your Thought Monitors and that sort of thing to pitch. You have a lower Kappa count. Like if you have 4 Thought Monitor, 4 Kappa, that's a bunch of more blue cards. And maybe you could back off Sink into Stupor, but Sink into Stupor, Ancient Tomb as a mana base is asking a lot of your life total. You have Shadow Spear to make it up a little bit, but if you're connecting with a big thing with Shadow Spear, you're probably winning that game anyway. I like the core. I don't like the meme card. I'm glad we tried it, though. Lightning Axe, see you never. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.